Okay, I think I've got it. I can just increase that screen and then, guys, I am ready to present. That's it. I'm done. Okay, so this is it. So this is the screen where we're starting. I'm going to start with, here we have just a typical chart, and it's on a 5-minute time scale. For those of you who might be interested in the platform I'm using, it's called it's THINKORSWIM by TD Ameritrade. I'm not really sure if you have access to it from every part of the world, but you can open a free account. And the beauty of THINKORSWIM, the platform is called THINKORSWIM. The beauty of it is that there are so many charting features on it. TradingView also is another good one, but THINKORSWIM is my personal favorite. Now we have this chart, and what I've done is I've drawn in these red lines. These red lines are support and resistance lines. Trading does not occur. Trading does not occur without support and resistance lines. So that's probably one of the things I would have loved to learn when I was trading, which is don't attempt to trade without your support and resistance lines. What your support and resistance lines are, they're simply traders who have set up their algorithms to buy stock at these points or to sell. When there is greater buying pressure at these different levels, the price of the equity will go up. Like you can see here, price came down to this line of support. And because right at this point, buying is going on, the price shoots up again. Now, this is the support, this is the resistance. When price action gets closer to the resistance, we have sellers as just placed strategically at that price level. And so the trading bots and the algorithm, now these are institutions throwing millions of dollars into trades, and it's enough to send the price down again. And so the key thing you want to understand is you don't want to, if you've been in a trade from this point, I hope you can all see my cursor. If you've been in a trade from this first red level, and we're on a 5-minute time frame. So this candlestick has been forming over 5 minutes. You want to get out of your trade once it's approaching resistance. Now, I'm talking from the angle of day trading. Now, with day trading, I classify myself, I'm actually almost 50-50. I'm a swing trader and I'm a day trader. A day trader is looking to make profit within the space of a day, ideally an hour or less. A swing trader is happy to go into the trade or has prepared to go into a trade with a mindset that they're going to wait it out over a period of days or weeks before getting their profit. So this 5-minute chart. Oh, and then the next thing is, as a day trader, the sooner you want to get your profits, then the smaller the time frame you'll need to use. So I wouldn't be trying to enter my trade on a daily time frame as a day trader. I will use my daily and weekly time frames to figure out the trend of the market. Yesterday was just a red day on the American New York Stock Exchange. Everything was red. The market was trending down. And so I would notice that from my daily and my weekly charts. And if as a trader, I make money going long on positions. I'm not much of a short seller. Then I really don't want to be entering my trades on such a day. If I was going to enter into a trade, then what I would do is I would go down into my smaller time frames. Again, it's all about the 1 minute and the 5-minute time frames if you're day trading. The white spots, you will see that my white spots occur just before the upper level. So the upper level is always your area of resistance. So price action, that level is trying to resist price action which is represented by the candlesticks, the upper level is always trying to resist price action breaking above it. And so there is a greater chance, as shown by these 3 white arrows, there is a greater chance that price will be rejected. Price action will get to this point because buyers send the price up, sellers send the price down. And at your point of resistance, we have sellers. They're selling. I mean, they've made some money. Price has been going up. They've made money. They have set the programs and the bots to sell. And you can see we have one. Well, first we have this candlestick here. This candlestick started off as a green candlestick, went all the way to the top of the wick, and then within the space of 5 minutes closed below the resistance. So price action is resisted. And then we come to the next 5-minute time frame. Price action starts, it manages to break above resistance. It actually manages to close above resistance. Now, if you're planning on entering a trade, one thing I have learned is I've learned to wait for 2 candlesticks to confirm the direction of trade. So if I was wanting to enter, normally when I'm as a day trader, I enter in on a 1-minute time frame. Usually, I will use my 5-minute time frame to confirm that the one, I would have been okay on the 5-minute time frame. My 5-minute time frame would have given me the go ahead. Then I'd go down to the 1 minute to actually enter in on the trade. I would wait for a second candlestick to close above the line of resistance. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candlesticks that have attempted to break resistance, and we don't have 2 candlesticks that have closed above resistance, so we're not entering the trade. Anybody who enters the trade on this green candlestick is in for a loss, because it looks like it's broken resistance, but we don't have a second candlestick to confirm that break. The second candlestick does not close above resistance. It closes way down below here. So if you enter in on a trade at this point, all you're gonna do is, what's gonna happen is it's gonna end up being a losing trade. So that's that to take note of. Now the other thing, I have this rectangular box here. So this is another interesting point, because I know a lot of activity goes on around the lines of support and resistance. And in the event that you were in a trade, in the event that you still haven't gotten out of the trade at this point, assuming you entered the trade way further down, so you're sitting happy with a decent profit and loss, with the price action moving from the left of the chart all the way to the top of the chart. In the event that you have not exited the trade at this point and you're still believing price action will continue to move upwards, guys, this yellow line, this is our 20-day moving average. Then with this yellow line, it's over. Price action has fallen below the yellow line, which is your 20-day moving average. It's time to get out of the trade. The next 5-minute candlestick attempts to break back up, and again an attempt, and again an attempt, but it's all to no avail. And with this big candlestick, you've pretty much lost the trade at that point. You need to get out of the trade at that point. So this is in a nutshell. Oh, and the other thing I do want to pay attention to before I take questions and answers is the fact that down the bottom of my charts, we have volume. And what I have here is a 50-day moving volume. So these bars show volume. Now there is the 50-day moving volume is this kind of cream beige yellowish line. So when you see that the bars have broken above that line, this 50-day moving average line, you can see with this great green bar, it shows a huge amount of volume. And that is a good indication also to enter a trade, because there are a lot of buyers. Price action started here, it dropped, it bounced back up off the 20-day moving average, and it closes up above this line of support, which is good. And if I was to enter a trade, this would be a good point to enter a trade, because the fact that I have price action has bounced off the 20-day, and I look at this volume. This volume looks awesome. So it's awesome because it's above the beige line, which is the 50-day moving average. And you see at each point where you have these big green candles where there's a lot of buying pressure and price action is running up, look at the volume below. The volume shows that we have a good number of buyers who are buying into this security, pushing the price up. As a day trader, we're in a trade. It could be anywhere from a couple of minutes to a couple of hours, but you want out. Now, this is true for day trading. If you're a swing trader, it works as well. But if you're in a trade, I like to say this every time, if you're in a trade for the long haul, for me right now, I'm buying Bitcoin. I am in Bitcoin for the long haul. I am just hodling. I'm just buying and holding. Now, that's a different story. Then none of this stuff I've talked about today would apply, because I believe Bitcoin is going to 100,000 and beyond. I don't even want to sell. So that's a completely different ball game. And that's it. That's my teaching session for the day. And about now, I'll begin to take questions once I can get back to my screen. Let's get back to my screen. I'm going to come off this screen, better able to answer your questions than I am. Okay. Yes, Adiola has already joined the Telegram group. Welcome to the group. BNB. Kenneth says, what do I think about BNB? Guys, BNB is the Binance coin. So if you trade cryptocurrency and you trade cryptocurrency on Binance, they have their own coin, and it is ticker symbol BNB. And when I was trading cryptocurrency some years ago, I remember the Binance coin was under $10. Guys, today, I don't know, has it hit $300 already? So imagine if I'd bought 100 BNB, 1,000 BNB coins back a couple of years ago, trading at $8. Yeah, well, you've made money just holding the coin. So that's the beauty of sometimes when you believe in a coin. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in Ethereum. Like they're the top ranked coins. And once I buy them, I know the value is going to increase over time. So once I buy it, I don't want to spend it. I don't want to use it. I just want to hold it, because just holding it, you're making profit. Okay. I'm not really sure. You see, that's Gabriel Peter wants to know, talking about stocks. He wants to know how he can get into stocks from Nigeria. I won't be able to answer any questions that are specific to your countries. I mean, pardon me, but I'm not that much of an expert where I will know about how things work in specific countries other than the United States of America. I'm so sorry. I just know that from the stock exchange in America, I do have access to international stocks, so which is how I am investing in NEO, for instance, which is a Chinese stock. But then again, I really don't know how, I can't speak specifically for any particular country. So it's a good question to Google. Maybe come onto my Telegram group and talk to people there who are actually trading from Nigeria, and they'll be better able to give you an answer to your question. So now is the time to ask your questions before I start rounding up. You have to forgive me with my screen. It's just not working for me today. Knowing when to exit a trade, I mean, that's really what I was talking about earlier on. And there's certain things I would say before you start trading, know about support and resistance. Read as much as you can, watch as many videos on support and resistance, watch my videos, of course, watch other videos, watch it until you get it, because you want to be able to draw these lines. You want to be able to know how to draw them, where to draw them. And these lines, I liken them to having navigation when you're traveling. If you're going on a long distance journey in a car, you want like your navigation. It tells you where to go and where not to go. And these support and resistance lines are similar to navigation. So like I said, if I'm in a trade, if I enter a trade at this point where price action with this candle has broken above support, you can see to the left of this huge green candle, price action had not broken above that line. So that's at that point, that line is a resistance. The minute price action breaks above it, that line becomes support. It becomes the floor. To the left, it's the ceiling. Price action was having difficulty breaking above it, and it's called resistance. There was a resistance to price going above it. The minute it breaks above it, it becomes a support. And you see, the minute it breaks above it, you have this huge movement. This is when you enter a trade. Now, after you've entered a trade, you want to know when to exit. Well, you want to exit before the next support, before the next line. Above it is called a resistance line. So you enter in when price action breaks above the bottom line, the support line, and you exit your trade just before resistance. Because look what happens at resistance. Look what happens at resistance. Price action falls back down. So these are key points to understand before you trade. But I will say, normally speaking, I would say don't trade until you understand what's going on. Spend a period of time learning. But with cryptocurrency, I will say just buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin and hold it. The same as you would buy shares in a company and hold it. And the shares you buy at $2 per share, you're believing over the course of time, it will no longer be $2 a share. Well, Bitcoin, of course, there are no guarantees, but the prediction is that Bitcoin is going to 100,000 this year. Now, when I made that video last year in October 2020, the price of Bitcoin, guys, was about $18,000. Today, is that 6 months later? It's not even 6 months later. Today, the price of Bitcoin has tripled. So any investment you made October 2020, you made $1,000 investment, you would have $3,000 thanks to Bitcoin and its price action. So let's see any more questions. Let me see. Okay, let's get some more questions. Okay. Yukata Chidera is saying the Ledger Nanox. Yes. So what you really want to do, you want to just do a review on like the best cold wallets to buy. You need to, just do your research, which are the best. There's several out there. You want to be super careful. You want to know what you're doing. Anything to do with cryptocurrency, you want to know what you're doing. It can be confusing, which is why you spend time, you invest time in learning about anything. Don't hit any button. Don't do anything if you don't know what you're doing. But the one button I will say you hit is hit the button to buy Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin is only going up, guys. So that's just the way it is. And that's probably all I have for today. Hopefully next week I will not have these technical difficulties with my screen. My screen's been all over the place. I hope you've understood a little bit about timing and exiting trades, the importance of having your support and resistance levels drawn, the importance of equally having your volume average chart at the bottom, because that gives you an indication of buying pressure and selling pressure. So once you've decided, usually when you decide you want to enter a trade, or exit a trade, you're not using any one particular indicator to make that decision. You're using the one indicator, you're confirming it with another one, you're looking at the volume, you're looking at the fact that it's trading above the 20-day moving average, this yellow line. You're looking at several things, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do as traders, we're trying to predict the future. We're trying to predict what's going to happen in the next few minutes. And that's not easy. Only God predicts the future. So we just try. We get it right sometimes, we get it wrong sometimes. And that is why it's so important to have understanding of when to enter your trade and when to exit. And the only way you can know that is by understanding the charts. I hope you guys, it's been really nice being with you. I'm so glad to see so many of you show up today and from different parts of the world. Here in New York, we still have snow on the ground. And I know that won't be the case in Australia or Nigeria. I envy you guys right now. And yeah, if you still want to, connect with me, search up my Telegram group. My Telegram group link is in most of my videos, most of my newer videos, I would say. The Telegram group is only about, I think it's less than 2 months old, but we're already over 100 participants on the group, and I'm learning a lot from the group, so all I can say is join it. Join a community, join my Telegram group, join other groups. Don't overdo it, because then it's easy to get confused. But it's good to join, different communities, especially when you're new. And I'm not a new trader, but I've got my Twitter communities. I've got my Telegram communities, and I've got my YouTube communities as well. So from all these areas, I get information of what's going down. What is the hot coin and things like that. And hopefully next week I'll be here. Well, not hopefully. I plan to be here next week, but hopefully I'll see you guys next week. And I hope you've enjoyed this session. And all the best in your trading. Ciao, bye-bye.